Alright, hi, my name is Arnie,
Hi, my name is Martin.
and together we're workaholics.
Our experiment is, can a plant grow with artificial light as opposed to natural light?
Okay, so for our experiment, we need 2 tomato seeds, one in each pot, and the pot outside is exposed to natural sunlight and is in just regular dirt, while the one inside is under a fluorescent lamp and is under or has been placed in soil.
All right. If two plants are being tested in different environments, one indoor and one outdoor, then that comes to the conclusion that the outdoor plant will not work and the indoor plant will work because we can have more control of our plants. The outside plant will not benefit us because of the weather. The weather will change and it will not benefit our plant.
The benefit of controlling a plant indoors in a fixed environment means that if it's raining outside, then inside it'll be nice and warm and we can keep growing that plant. As you can see with the indoor plant that's controlled, it's under a fluorescent light right now, and the rays are hitting the plant directly, which is right here inside this pot. And throughout the experiment, we would just pour water into it, a specific amount, as opposed to the one that's outside in natural sunlight.
Did you know it takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds for sunlight to travel from the sun to the earth?
As you can see, the tomato seed planted inside the pot, left outside, is just sitting here under direct sunlight, waiting to grow. Also being given water regularly and taken care of. If you go to any website or any textbook and ask how much water does a tomato plant need, they'll get you this answer: 1 and 1/2 inches of water a week to fruit. But if you go to your local gardener and you ask them what's more essential for my plant to grow, they'll give you something way better and way easier to remember.
All right, first let's talk about natural sunlight. A good fact of natural sunlight is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a process that involves plants using energy from sunlight to convert carbon dioxide into food. Another good fact about sunlight is in physics, light refers to electromagnetic radiation. The light we normally talk about in everyday life refers to the visible spectrum. During photosynthesis, a plant consumes water, carbon dioxide, and light energy and produces glucose and oxygen. The sugar glucose is important because it's necessary for cellular respiration. With cellular respiration, this is what gives life to the plant.
Basically, photosynthesis works like this. We have the sun here and it produces its rays, right? So, as the leaves receive the sunlight, the chloroplast begins to build glucose and sugar and all that, and basically provides essential nutrients for the plant. So as we receive the sunlight, the leaves right here taking that sunlight, and inside the molecules, the chloroplast takes all of that sunlight and converts it into sugar right here, the roots. And once it becomes sugar and essential nutrients for the plant, it starts filtering it up the stem and into leaves, giving it life. And that's why you may see that many plants actually face the sunlight, because that is their essential way to survive, to live. So if you can notice, this plant, sunlight's actually in that direction. It's actually leaf facing that way. So usually plants face sunlight because they need it. The most popular type of grow light is the high intensity discharge lighting, which comes in two forms: the metal halide form, halide, or MH for short, and these are HID, high intensity discharge lights. And right here we also have a high pressure sodium vapor light. So high pressure sodium light. These are the two type of HID lights that we have are available for grow lights, and both of these lamps have their uses. The metal halide gives off light that has a lot of blue spectrum light, in the output, and it's good for growing plants. So as you can see here, it's our plant, and if we use the HPS or high pressure sodium vapor lamp, it produces a red spectrum. But for now, we're just gonna use the orange marker. So the red spectrum from the light bulb from this plant produces, growth of fruit, so the tomato will begin to start, producing fruit. And those are two types of plants from the HID, high intensity discharge category. And we have different other types of lamps, such as a fluorescent lamp and some other ones. The thing about this high intensity discharge is it produces good spectrum, blue and red, but the negative is it produces a lot of heat. So you know what a lot of heat does when the plant's under the lamp? It will essentially burn the plant if the intensity is too high. So that's a negative about this HID lamp. So if you do get one of these high intensity discharge lamps, what you need to do is properly put it according to where your plant is and how high or how far along its vegetative state it has gone. And so the essential height, it has to be between 8 inches or 6 inches away from the plant, so you won't burn it. So with natural sunlight, the plant doesn't really have to move because the sun is moving, right? So when you're doing a plant indoors, you have to kind of mimic how the movement of the sun. So you have to kind of move the plant around about, let's say, once every week to promote proper plant growth. So to test our experiment, as we said before, we tested it in indoor and outdoor. Indoor we put soil, and as you can see, we used a fluorescent light, which is actually in blue spectrum. And as we pointed out, blue spectrum is actually better for the vegetative state. And as you can see, it actually grows really nicely, nice and green, as opposed to the one in natural sunlight, which you can see is tall and spindly, which we said before, that natural sunlight produces a lot of the whole spectrum of rainbow, and you can see what happened to it.
Even though our hypothesis was wrong in a way, as you can see, this plant was way better because it was controlled naturally inside because of the closed environment. Compared to this one was not, because of the outdoor environment, which was affected by the weather and the rain that we had the past few days. In conclusion, the indoor environment was better.
This was actually wrong because the plant outside in natural sunlight actually grew taller than the one inside, which we thought was going to grow better. But in a way, we kind of disproved this myth, which, growing plants outdoor was always like the best method. And as you can clearly see, the one indoor is really nice, and I think we'll actually live longer than this one, which actually seems to be dying already. Yeah, sure, it grew taller, but the one indoors is actually growing healthier than the one outdoors. Mythbusters.